still on full volume. I forgot that today was Saturday. No, I didn't forget today was Saturday. I didn't realize it was already 5 o'clock. I look at the clock, it's like, oh, it's 5. Shoot, I have to cast. I haven't prepped at all. Oh well. Not a big deal. I am without my caster, my co-caster today because he's with my sister at an archery tournament. As for any co-casters I would normally pull up, my phone is dead, so I can't really call any of them to find out who wants to co-cast with me. So, as that is the case, I am going to be solo casting. Woohoo! If you guys didn't know, I really enjoy casting with someone else because you get that nice discussion going. But as that is not the case today, we will just load a game and deal with it. Okay, where did we leave off last time? Did that. Oh, have to cast 2 games. Okay, so oh, what are my configurations on? Okay, good. Alrighty. So that should, so this is taking place on Overgrowth. This was part of a tournament I participated in some time ago. So they're supposed to be around my skill level, I think. Oh yeah, Happy New Year's. Or New Year. Happy New Year. Singular. So, normal civilities. Good luck, have fun. And, I guess I will, introduce our players for ya all. In the top right hand corner of the map, spawning as our purple Zerg, we have Sot X Mando. And in the bottom left hand corner of the map, we have Anoraxia's Esports Communities Zenador as the teal Protoss. So, Zenador is going to, throw my pylon down and, go scout with his probe. Meanwhile, Mando is just going to, looks like he just wants to go for a 15 hatch. And, Zenador is going to block it. As he often does. This is one annoying thing about Zenador. There are always difficulties playing against Zenador in the early game if you're a Zerg player. This is largely because Zenador doesn't particularly enjoy this matchup. So he looks for fast ways to get ahead. Is he gonna yes, he does cancel. So he cancels that in time, saves himself the resources, delays a ton of time for that, so that his going up at it's like a second faster. So as the Protoss player, getting your expansion up before the Zerg gets theirs up, you're in a pretty good position, unless of course they 14 pool or 10 pool, then you're getting hit by lings. But in the macro sense, that's always good. Because the Zerg should expand faster since they require 50 less minerals, technically. I mean, the hatch itself is 300, but then they have to sacrifice a drone, so that's 350. But still, it's still cheaper, even with the drone. And in some senses, you could argue that because it's hatch first, there's no other drones that have been sacrificed for anything else yet, that it's not costing them any drones that they wouldn't have had to build anyways. At least for that first hatch. Anyways, Zenidor is going to open with a forge and get a gateway immediately after. He will also get take both his gas. So he's setting up for, I mean, this opening is relatively standard. Not exactly sure what Zenidor intends to do from this point, but yeah, Mando is looking around. Perhaps he's suspicious that there's some sort of proxy on the map, because he's not really posturing to take a fast third, and he certainly wouldn't take it there as a Zerg player. As a Zerg player, if you're taking a fast third, you want it to be defendable. This is not defendable because your opponent can take the watchtower, see the third, and attack it before you have any forces out. So normally if you're going to take a fast third, you take it here, here, or here. And the reason why I highlight those other gold locations is because sometimes they're just not scouted. But yeah, it looks like Mando is just making sure that there are no proxies, no hidden pylons, nothing that could be a pain for him later. Zenidor is going to throw down his photon cannon and his cyber, once again, normal times. Mando is going to go in with his Overlord. I will note that Zenidor has not fully saturated his gases here, which I think is not the best idea, because now he's not going to have both a sentry and a mothership core. He must have one or the other. And it looks like he is going to get a zealot as well. Yeah. Zenidor is well prepared for any sort of Ling attack, but if he needs a photon overcharge, he's not going to have that. Anyways, Mando is getting speed. There is no Wartorn on the map. I don't think Zenidor really knows that, because he hasn't really done much in the way of scouting since that initial scout to make sure it was a hatch first. But as it is, since it's he's kind of fine that he doesn't he's just sort of blind. He's blindly countering the advantage Mando would have. See, Mando is sort of setting up for late game, or mid or late game, and Zenidor is with minimal defenses, by which I mean he's getting the speed upgrade. So if he sees anything coming across the map, he can make a swarm of Zerglings and he'll be okay, because they have speed. Zenidor is saying, I don't think you're going to attack me, so I'm just going to take my time while I get my sentry out. Alternatively, since Zenidor does not have that photon overcharge, if something were to happen, he can always throw down like 2 more photon cannons, 3 more photon cannons, and he can hold with that. it's not having that mothership core is definitely not the best idea. Mando is going to take his... well, he should be thinking about taking his third if he's not going to put any tech down. Okay, Mando. Anyways, the sentry from Zenidor will shoo away the scouting overlord, so that's the end of the information on the natural from Mando. He still has the overlord in position to identify when or if Zenidor takes his third, seeing as he is a Protoss player. A lot of Protoss players will go for, or have been known to go for strong 2 base timings instead of taking a third, particularly on this map since the rush distance is small enough. Zenidor has his sentry up here, like he wants to attack this overlord, but he's not doing so, because otherwise he would have his sentry down here. Maybe he wants to bring his stalker and doesn't know that it's done yet. I don't know. Or does he even see it? He does see it, like, on the map, but I don't think he's realized that it's there yet. Anyways, it's gonna be Stargate from Zenidor. So he's on 3 gateways. He'll probably get charge to accompany that Stargate, and Zenidor has saturated the gas at his natural, so this gives the illusion that he's very gas intensive when he's kind of in between. Okay, that's an interesting one. I don't know if that was intentional to send that Phoenix from that location to shoot the Overlord in. The Zealot holds with a photon cannon. That's more than... I mean, that's enough to buy Zenidor enough time to defend. But Mando is just going to back off. He's not going to commit to that because I suppose he knows that Zenidor should have Warp Tech, actually. Does he not have Warp Tech, or has he just not changed his gateways? That is an important question. He does have Warp Tech, so he just, if he were to just change his gateways, he would definitely be able to hold that attack, especially now that he has the Mothership Core for a Photon Overcharge, and that Zealot is on hold position. Mando is taking his third, finally. I feel like these Zerglings haven't really paid for themselves. He invested a lot into these Zerglings instead of getting a faster third, and so when Zenidor's 2 base timing does hit, which it's gearing up to, he has thrown down all these additional gateways. So when this attack does hit, Mando just won't have the economy to produce enough of whatever unit he needs to defend, regardless of what it is. Zenidor is just taking, by defending those initial Zerglings, he's just taking a very specific timing lead, where Mando has essentially just opened himself up to this by not doing anything with those Zerglings. And, I mean, I'm not really sure what he could have done. Perhaps if he had gone, like, a minute later with Roaches or Banelings to support them, then he could break this wall? Yeah, definitely. But since he's not doing either, since he didn't get any... They either had to be earlier than this wall was even stable, which I don't think that was possible given the 15 hatch, or they had to be like with something to actually break the wall. Speedlings alone just are not going to cut it against a wall. Like, it doesn't matter what the wall is